Would they dare to pull this off against a division rival? What if I told you a defensive beast might switch sides and rock the Burgundy and Gold? But wait, there's more. The offense could be on the verge of becoming a ticking time bomb with a familiar face from our QB's past, and maybe even an NFL legend stepping into the backfield. Are you ready for the NFL landscape to get flipped upside down? Because if these three moves go down, the district's team will be a nightmare for opponents. So tell me, would you trade the future for a shot at the title now? Drop your thoughts below and hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. It's now or never. The Washington Commanders are staring at the boldest opportunity of the offseason. A top 5 draft pick with star pedigree, youth, and a chip on his shoulder from never playing for a true contender. Kayvon Thibodeaux might be packing his bags, and his destination could be Washington. You heard that, right? The edge rusher who racked up 5 sacks in 2023 and has over 25 career sacks could be suiting up for us. This wouldn't just be any signing. It'd be a surgical strike to fill the biggest hole in our roster, the pass rush. Let's be real. Ever since Dante Fowler Jr. bolted for Dallas, we've been missing that guy who strikes fear into opposing quarterbacks. And that's where the genius of this move comes in. The Giants front office has stacked pass rushers. They locked in Brian Burns with a massive deal. They drafted Abdul Carter in the top 3, and they kept Thibodeaux on his 5th-year option. But let's be honest, that's just to maintain his trade value. They know there aren't enough snaps to go around for all those stars. Meanwhile, the Commanders want to win now. The roster is loaded. We've got a young quarterback, a beefed-up O-line, and playmakers on offense. But we're missing that defensive game changer who commands respect and swings games. And you know how much that matters in January. Picture Thibodeaux lining up against the Eagles twice a year. On our side, don't forget Philly's desperate for an edge rusher after losing Josh Sweat to the Cardinals. If we pull this off, we don't just fix our biggest weakness. We deliver a 1-2 punch, we get stronger, and we weaken a direct NFC East rival. Talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now the catch. The Giants won't let him go cheap. It might cost a 2nd-round pick, maybe a 3rd and a 4th. But let me ask you this. Would you trade a draft pick for a guy who's proven he can deliver 8 to 10 sacks a season? A guy who hasn't even hit his physical prime? I'd make that deal today. Dan Quinn needs a leader on defense. And that leader might be just across the bridge waiting for the green light. This defense needs explosion, instinct, impact. Thibodeaux brings that in spades. But hold up, because what's coming next is even wilder. An offensive twist that could make the Commanders' run game absolutely erupt, with a connection from the past that'll blow your mind. Sometimes the missing piece isn't a superstar. It's someone who knows your quarterback better than anyone. And that's exactly what could happen in Washington with a name that just popped back onto the radar, Rachaad White. It might seem like a low-key move, but don't sleep on it. This could be the spark that turns this offense into one of the NFL's deadliest. Why? Because White's been there with Jaden Daniels before, back at Arizona State. He was the safety valve, the go-to, the escape route. If you saw that team, you know. When things got tight, Daniels trusted White. Now imagine that chemistry, transplanted straight to the NFL. The Commanders have Brian Robinson as the bruising backfield bulldozer. Austin Eckler's still got juice, but his contract's up, and he's about to hit 30. Basically retirement age for a running back. If the front office cuts Eckler, they save $3.4 million, which is roughly what White would cost this season. Check out White's numbers, 51 catches, nearly 400 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. Even in Tampa Bay's shaky offense, he was consistent. Give him more snaps, and he can slide right into Eckler's role, but with more burst, youth, and instant chemistry with our QB. Here's the kicker. Tampa Bay's backfield is crowded. 2nd-year stud Bucky Irving has taken over. Sean Tucker's shown flashes. White's the odd man out. Not because of talent, but because of the situation. He's in the last year of his deal and barely got touches in their biggest game last season. 1 carry, 2 catches. The writing's on the wall. Washington could offer a 2026 5th-round pick. No big deal. Nothing that mortgages the future. But it's a move that could transform the present. A running back who gets our QB style. A guy who can catch, block, and complement Robinson perfectly. The lightning to his thunder. And the best part, no pressure to be a star. White would come into fit to contribute, to add. But in the clutch, he could be the guy who converts a third down, burns a blitz, or breaks a screen pass for a big gain. It's not just talent, it's timing, it's connection. You know when two pieces click naturally, the result's always trouble for whoever's on the other side of the ball. But if you thought that trade was bold, brace yourself. Because an NFL star, a 5-time Pro Bowler, might be about to share the backfield with Jaden Daniels. And we're dropping that bombshell right now. Some players elevate a team's entire ceiling, not just with their play, but with what they represent. Alvin Kamara is one of those guys. And his name just hit the Commanders' radar. A blockbuster move nobody saw coming, but one that could completely redefine Dan Quinn's offense. Let's face facts. Kamara's 29, sure, but he's still one of the NFL's most complete backs. He runs between the tackles, catches like a wide out. He's got balanced vision, explosion. In any other era, he'd be untouchable, off limits. But things have changed in New Orleans. Derek Carr retired out of nowhere. The team's in rebuild mode. And with a new coach, Kellen Moore, the directive is clear. Focus on the future. That makes Kamara a trade chip. And Washington, which has already shown it's not afraid to spend picks on proven talent, remember the Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil talks, could make another aggressive play. A second-round pick or a combo of a third and fourth might get it and done. The question is it worth it? To me, it's worth every penny. Kamara's not just a star. He's the kind of player who transforms a quarterback. He turns checkdowns into big plays. He converts impossible third downs. He keeps defensive coordinators up at night. And with Jaden Daniels in his first year as the full-time starter, that could be the difference between a promising team and a championship team. Want numbers? Kamara averages 13, 4 carries and 5 catches per game. That's elite volume. And it's not just volume, it's efficiency. The guy still makes one-handed grabs, runs routes like a receiver, and has torched the Commanders. Yup. He's already shown he can dominate this team. Now imagine him dominating for this team. With Kamara in the backfield, the passing game opens up. Defenses have to stay honest. Play action becomes a lethal weapon. Plus we get a mentor for the young guys, a leader, a guy who knows the road to the playoffs. The truth is Super Bowls are won with decisions like this. Bold, gutsy, risky, and Kamara right now is the kind of risk that could bring the biggest reward. So what do you think? Would you pull the trigger or would you hold on to the picks and bet on the future? If these 3 trades go through, the Commanders go from contender to straight up menace in the NFC, an elite edge rusher, a running back with QB chemistry, and a living legend in the backfield. That's not a rebuild, that's a declaration of war. Dan Quinn and Adam Peters would be sending a message. They want to win now. No excuses, no waiting for 2026. So I'm asking you, is it worth trading future picks to turn this team into an instant contender? Or is it too soon to go? All in. Drop your take below, subscribe, and ring that bell because the Burgundy and Gold is heating up.